on the tiny island of Barbuda. Officials reporting at least 90% of structures damaged.
What we experience is like something you see in a horror movie.
I saw 3 whirlwinds, great in size.
50 homes evacuated this morning, and the rain still falling north of you here. You can see the center of what's left of Harvey.
Now some drier air moving in there, and so we're not seeing that very heavy rain.
The storm has intensified to a Category 5 with sustained winds of 160 miles per hour. Its latest target was the island.
There was the one up front.
50 homes evacuated this morning, and the rain still falling north of you here. You can see the center of what's left of Harvey.
Followed by the second, which was bigger than the first, and off to the side.
Even Puerto Rico. So the National Hurricane Center says that a special update is coming now. The pressure continues to fall, and it is moving due westward. There it is, Category 4 to 5 intensity. They're going to re-update the forecast here, but this is going to be a catastrophic hurricane.
And behold, the third was greater than the other two.
This is really ramping up to likely become a major hurricane over the next 24 hours, 48 hours.
Category 4 hurricane. The only way this has a chance of making it towards the Western Gulf is if for some reason it tracked on the southern end of the cone towards the southern side of Hispaniola. Then it would be.
And they 3 were heading away from me.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, in the flash flood warnings this morning because
Florida, as it continues to drift toward the north, it's expected to possibly make a second landfall overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, somewhere along the coast of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and then eventually pushing toward the north, right around the Big Bend of Florida by Monday afternoon. It won't be until Monday night, until Tuesday morning, when it is completely out of.
Has winds of 90 miles per hour with a pressure down to 977 millibars, and it could possibly impact Puerto Rico as a major.
Then I saw, as it were, a bolt of lightning come out of the sky and strike off to the side of me in the way of the east. And I looked, and behold, there was destruction and devastation as of a bomb.
Knocking out homes, injuring 4 people. That tornado, one of 9 reported in Alabama, Mississippi,
An island paradise decimated. This resort near the airport now buried under shattered glass. Parts of the ceiling scattered on the floor. Justin Cummings capturing it all. At least 60% of the island's 1,400 residents now homeless. The extent of the deaths and injuries still
If you can interpret this dream for me, or you feel that this dream may have come to pass, you leave a comment for me on my show, and I'll see what's going on with it.
This is the devastation that is Houston. Look at that.
Florida, as it continues to drift toward the north, it's expected to possibly make a second landfall overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, somewhere along the coast of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and then eventually pushing toward the north, right around.
Because of high water crossing the freeway in this area as well. Moving on over to our next transtorm hammer, which is the Gulf Freeway at Edgebrook. It looks, and the same thing with 225 right here in Ritchie. 225 is completely closed. You can see several cars that are stuck on the sides of the freeway who tried to head out overnight.
Water, and when you're dealing with water like that, rushing water down a channel, then wow.
Boy, and as you mentioned, it's not surface a creek or whatever, but it may even be a bayou, and you can see the water. Even you see the windshield. You look at the windshield; it's going through the SUV, through the windows there, and he's being pretty calm.
He is. He looks like he's just sitting there, perhaps texting his friend.
this morning. Utter devastation as 185 mile per hour winds tore through St. Martin.
The other plants, the southeast plant, I think is still operating at a 40% production. But the northeast plant yesterday was fine, but now as of 6 p.m. it is totally submerged, but we're working to see if we can get it out, and so it doesn't have to shut down. But I won't know that until another couple hours, and then I'll let you know, and then what the impact that can be. With respect to the number of people that are in our...
Harvey is not done with us yet. Overnight, what's left of Harvey pouring on Tennessee. Up to 8 inches of rain, shutting down Interstate 40, forcing evacuations and at least 25 water rescues. Emergency conditions.
You can see somebody moving in the area.
This local Memphis TV crew taking matters into their own hands when they spot a car going under.
Oh, good grief. That's a little girl. Thank God he got her out. Thank you, Lord.
I had to back up. We got fires up there.
A tornado in Pickens County, Alabama, white
known. Here in Puerto Rico, where nearly 1 million people are without power, the storm sending debris flying all over the streets.
And we're seeing an incredible outpouring all across the country for those affected by Harvey.
And regardless, they are still going to be dealing with some very strong wind speeds. Wind speeds within that northern eye wall could be anywhere between 100 to 130 miles per hour. Storm surge over 10 feet.
Abandoned their cars because they ran out of gas, and that's where we found ABC's Mac Duffin, who's been in Fort Lauderdale covering this map.
We're going to cover complete state from the Big Bend of Florida by Monday afternoon. It won't be until Monday night until Tuesday morning when it is completely out of
the horizon. Is just a fraction of the total traffic jam. This thing spans 65 miles right now. But the heaviest traffic Friday on I-95 just off the Florida-Georgia line. There are over 4,000 vehicles an hour, more than twice the normal volume. And in that river of humanity, a thirst for fuel. Here in the country's third largest.
Optimism on the crane front when the path of the storm tracked westward, and so you guys were no longer in the direct path of the storm, and yet you've got 2 cranes that have collapsed. What's going on?
Hurricane Maria, that's the one that's going to be the most threatening here to some populated areas over the next few days, including the islands of the Caribbean and even places in the Caribbean like Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, just still dealing with some of the cleanup from Irma. Could be dealing with a Cat 3 or 4 hurricane here over the next 24 to 36 hours.
Maria continues to show signs of strengthening. The hurricane now has winds of 90 miles per hour with a pressure down to 977 millibars, and it could possibly impact Puerto Rico as a major
image where we see the blacks and especially some of the grays showing up. That's where the most intense rain is occurring right now, the tallest cloud towers. And so right now it's a Cat 1, but it's a strong one.